Hey everybody, how's it going? So today I wanted to share a little bit of news that has not been making the rounds as much as I think it should be making the rounds, given that it is a quite positive piece of news, given that the last year and a half has just been garbage news article after garbage news article, after dumpster fire, after misery, after anxiety, after depression, after pandemic, after economic destruction. It would be nice to focus on something that actually is positive. So this comes from the Public Health of England. According to Wikipedia, for those who are not aware, Public Health of England is an executive agency of the Department of Health and Social Care in the United Kingdom, which began operating on April 1st, 2013 to protect and improve health and well-being and reduce health inequalities. Its formation came as a result of the reorganization of the National Health Service in England, outlined in the Health and Social Care Act of 2012. It took on the role of the Health Protection Agency, the National Treatment Agency for Substance Misuse, and a number of other health bodies. So they kind of know what they're doing, and in spite of the fact that lots of people in England appear to drive in the wrong side of the car, I still do trust what they have to say when it comes to some of these issues, so I wanted to share it with all of you. Now, I will leave a link to this document down below. I want you to always examine source material, look at the source material. Do not trust a dude in a pink shirt in a chair next to his cat all day. Read it for yourself. So this is a document here that I will have a link to down below about SARS-CoV-2 variants of concern and variants under investigation in England. And Table 9 is the one that I found most interesting here. So over here, it shows you the vaccine effectiveness against hospitalization for the Alpha, the old, and the Delta, the new variant. And what you can see here is that the vaccine actually appears to be more effective in reducing hospitalizations among people who got new COVID, Delta variant, versus people who got old COVID, Alpha variant. Now, a lot of the fear that was being stroked here and a lot of the people's concerns appear to be that we don't know if the vaccine is going to be effective against these new COVID variants. What if the vaccine is not effective against the Delta variant, which has been in the news and topping headlines constantly for the past several weeks? And something that I really think is worth noticing is that when it comes to hospitalizations over here, it says for people who got both doses of the vaccine, for original COVID, it was about 93% effective at reducing hospitalization or keeping you from getting so bad that you go to the hospital. Whereas with new COVID, it's actually 96% effective. So that is 3% more effective at ensuring you don't wind up being hospitalized for COVID against new COVID than old COVID. So when they were creating these vaccines, and I remember when Trump did Operation Warp Speed to get these vaccines created, we only had old COVID back then. We didn't have the Delta variant. So this vaccine was created, and it's actually more effective against new variants of this new variant of COVID than it was against the original COVID. And I think this is a really positive piece of news that should be spread a little bit further, because this is just a wonder of modern science. I mean, inside of months, you were able to have a vaccine created that not only did its job in reducing hospitalization of the existing COVID, but actually kicks the crap out of new COVID more than it kicked the crap out of old COVID. This is a really positive piece of news. I'm happy to see this as someone who got the Moderna vaccine. I'm happy to see that it's more effective against this variant than the other ones. And I really wish that something like this would kind of make its way into news articles where they're talking about how horrible the Delta variant is and how much it's spreading and how many more cases there are of the Delta variant and blah. And because at the end of the day, I don't particularly mind becoming sick. What I care about is getting so sick that I end up in a hospital. And if the vaccine is actually more effective at ensuring I don't end up in a hospital with new COVID than it is with old COVID, then new COVID is just not something that is making me go, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, what am I going to do? So read this document for yourself. Again, and by all means, do your research into the Public Health of England, and also read the document and read the citations. Don't listen to what you hear from some whack job on YouTube that sits in a large recliner with his cat all day. Read it for yourself. I'll leave it down below, and you tell me what you think in the comments down below. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. And if you are reporting on the Delta variant, if you are talking about it, all I would ask is, can you include stuff like this? Because I really shouldn't have to dig this far to figure this information out. If we're going to see these news articles every day about the Delta variant and how horrible it is and how bad it is and how scary it is, I really think it would be nice if somebody would just mention that the Public Health Service and in a rich country is saying in their own studies that existing vaccines are actually more effective against this than they are against the old COVID. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye now.